Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I just want to do a quick correction on my last video, a response to Xander's on spoilers. And one of the segment I talked about here is that I mentioned the Absolute Counter podcast, and I also mentioned the name Xander, which is the person I'm responding to. And here's more content of that situation. I said that. So on the video, I said what listened to the latest episode of the Absolute Counter. Thanks on the description box on that particular episode. And there was a story about Xander spoiling the classic Final Fantasy VII. How spoiler, but again, if you don't know about Final Fantasy VII, this is your first time, click back now. Okay, 5-second warning. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes, Aerith dies. I really don't know why, because I was long time ago, but that's a different story there. So he spoiled the original game about Aerith, and a lot of people apparently got mad at him. And that's what I was talking about. Like I said, that game is old, and the remake is based on that old game. And if you never had a chance to play that game, understandable, but to some extent, if you're mad about spoilers, I'm going to say it again, is where were you? Where were you? So the correction there that I want to give is that for the Absolute Counter podcast, the hosts are Megas X1 of YouTube and Darscream217 of YouTube. They're the hosts of the podcast. So if some of you guys might get confused saying if you never heard of them, and I do kind of recommend, they're good, that you might say, wait, Xander's and Absolute Counter podcast? No. Xander's and Megas X1, they have another podcast. It's called The Blast Podcast, and that's the whole Xander's and Megas X1. However, like I said, a lot of these people I mentioned, they know each other. So there you go. I just want to clarify that. So again, indicate when I said about the classic Final Fantasy VII, Xander's kind of spoiling about Aerith's death. What I meant there was that when I was listening to the latest episode, Megas X1 told a story that how his host of last podcast spoiled Aerith's death in the classic game, and then people got ballistic. So there you go. That's the correction there. So before I end this again, and I highly suggest, my personal opinion, it's good to listen to both the Absolute Counter podcast and the Blast podcast. So again, the hosts of the Absolute Counter podcast are Megas X1 and Darscream217. I'm going to put a link on their YouTube channel. While on the Blast podcast, they are Xander, which is the person I just mentioned, and Megas X1. Same deal, I will put a link on the description box for their YouTube channel. And like I said before, it is kind of fun to listen to them there. So there you go. So with that, I'll see you guys later.